Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Oh, hey there. This is KHADER Electronics Made Easy. I'm quite amazed by these small devices called microphones, which do amazing work in converting sound energy to electrical energy, because that electrical energy is the only way you can save this data into mobiles or cameras or laptops, etc. Today we are going to see how these microphones work, and we'll also make one microphone for this video recording. As you can see, currently I'm recording with my earphones, which has a very short wire, and it's quite difficult for me to record without this being shown into the videos. Let's see how. The microphone which we use in the mobiles or the latest mics are these. This small cylindrical object is called a condenser microphone. The word condenser means capacitor. So this works on the principle of capacitance. That is the reason it is called a condenser microphone. So as you all know, a capacitor has two plates, which are the electrodes of the capacitor. And the capacitance of this capacitor depends on the size of the plates, the distance between these two plates, as well as the electrolyte in between them. The stronger the electrolyte, or the bigger the plates, or the closer the plates, or far the plates, based on that the capacitance of this capacitor changes. So if you see this condenser mic, the capacitance of this should change based on the sound. So we can't change the size of the electrodes based on sound, which is difficult. We can't change the quantity of electrolyte or the composition of electrolyte based on the sound. The only thing we can change is the distance between the plates based on the sound. And that is done by attaching a diaphragm to one side of the plate and the other side is left open. So whenever the diaphragm of this mic seeks the sound, it vibrates or it moves closer and far away from the other plate, changing the capacitance. Because of this, the capacitance changes, and thus this signal, whenever we give the power, the capacitance changes and the sound is converted into electrical energy there. One problem with this microphone is it does not generate power of its own. We have to take electricity from outside and give it to it so that it generates a signal that is based on the changing capacitance. There are also other kinds of microphones which are called dynamic microphones. The dynamic microphones basically works on the principle of electromagnetic induction, where there is a coil and which is placed in between magnets. So whenever the sound hits the coil, you can expect a small diaphragm attached to this coil, maybe here. So whenever sound hits this coil, it vibrates and the coil moves, and because the coil moves in between magnets, it generates a certain electric energy which is given as output, and this can be amplified to get sound. So if you see this, it is closer to a principle of a speaker. So a speaker can also act as a microphone. Not sure. Let's see today. We'll test it and see if this speaker, this is a 4-ohm speaker, let's see if we can work as a microphone as well. So this is working of a dynamic microphone. The reason why this was eliminated initially and the condenser mics, the one which we use currently, came into picture was the quality of the sound as well as the size. If you see, a small size of this condenser mic can generate a very good quality of sound when compared to this huge dynamic microphones. So this is the microphone in close-up. As you can see, it's a small cylindrical object with two terminals in the back, and one of these terminals is connected to the body, which is a negative, and the other terminal is a positive. So first we'll start by taking out this one. This is a filter to block the air. As you can see, if I remove it immediately, you will see a diaphragm inside. Here, I'll try to open this one. So here I was able to remove this out by slightly damaging this thing. I had to push it from the other side. So this was the diaphragm, which also is damaged because this was the one placing inside. As I said before, this seems to be diaphragm, but no, I think this is also one of the plates, and this basically is a metal ring attached to another diaphragm directly. So the one side of electrode as well as the diaphragm is this one, which I actually damaged. Second, if I open, if you see here, there's a small ring which I suppose is the electrolyte in between, which is a solid state electrolyte. So based on the diaphragm, it vibrates, and the gap, probably this one gets compressed and released, because of which the capacitance changes. And to my shock, under the other plate, I observed there's a small IC which is numbered to be K157B. Looks like a transistor, or probably I believe it's IC. So the tiny IC which we saw inside the microphone, which looked like a transistor, was actually an N-channel FET. Due to its low voltage operation, low voltage and low current operation, this FET is specially designed for microphones like the one which we are using, condenser microphones especially, so that it can amplify the short signals coming out from this capacitor inside the condenser microphone to be able to use outside appliances like mobile or cameras or etc. So for making a microphone, first we would need this one. This is a 2.5 mm headphone jack, which usually goes into mobile phones. If you see, there are multiple tracks on this one, starting from 1, 2, 3 and 4 tracks. So 2 of these are for speakers, 1 is for a common ground, and the last one is for the microphone. So I'll give you a detailed picture here. So first we need to connect 2 wires to the microphone and the ground. So these 2 pins we'll be using. So let's solder wires. So being a small and very tiny solders, make sure you don't burn out the plastic, because if you burn out the plastic, these tracks will become loose and these will come out. So I have soldered this wire, and next on the other end of the wire I have already added a microphone. So this is the condenser microphone, similar to the one which we have seen some time back, and the black one goes to the negative one. So how to identify a negative one is, if you see closely, the negative terminal has few points connecting to the body. So if there's a line connecting from this terminal to this body, then this is negative, and the other one where there's no connections to the body is a positive one. So you connect the red wire to the positive, black wire to the negative, and similarly in this also we have connected the black wire to the ground, which is a common ground, and the red one to the microphone. So now let's replace the microphone of this camera and see if it's recording. So now I have replaced my mobile earphones with this one, this microphone that I made just now. If you're able to hear me, that means the microphone is working. If you're not, then I guess there's some problem with this, which we'll see now. I also hope that the quality of the audio also can be differentiated, because the video until now was recorded from my earphones of the mobile, and now I'm recording with this mic which I have made just now. So now, just for the proof of concept, as we spoke some time back, the dynamic microphone is almost like a speaker. So now what we'll do is we'll replace this microphone, the condenser microphone, with a speaker and see if this also captures sound. So hi there, I'm not sure if you're able to hear me, but if you're able to hear me, then this is working. If you're not able to hear me, then probably there's some issue with that. But when I connected the speaker, I could see that the symbol on the top notifications in my mobile was not showing as the earphones with the mic. It was showing only as earphones. So I'm not sure if it works. So the sound which you heard from the speaker is not actually from the speaker that captured, it's actually the microphone inside my mobile that captured the sound, which of course was as good. And the reason was that, when I tested this with some other app by taking this speaker to the other room, it was not taking the sound. But this microphone which I attached, the condenser microphone, was working. So for some reason, when I attached the speaker to the headphone jack, it was not detecting as a microphone, it was detecting as a headphones, because of which I guess the mobile is not allowing it to work as a headphone. Probably if I use with a small preamp or something, probably it can be used, but I'll leave that for a later project. So that was for today's video. I hope you like this video. I hope it was very informative. If you like this video, please consider subscribing to my channel and pressing on the bell notification so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video. So that's all for today's video. If you like this video, you might like some of my other projects as well. You can check them out at my channel, Electronics Made Easy. So I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.